Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting on Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Tooliz for you, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and Knitting on Our Jeans on Instagram. And I've posted almost nothing lately on Instagram, which is a shame because I actually have some pictures from Aspen.
Yes.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law have a timeshare out in Aspen, and it's a 2-bedroom condo. And they figured we could celebrate selling the boat by going to Aspen, and we did. So yes, the boat is no longer ours, which we're actually pretty pleased with because the week that we were gone, it flooded in New York, and we kept looking at each other going, aren't we glad we don't have to worry about the boat? Because we would not have put it into winter storage as yet. So the people who bought it are from Canada. They're 13 years younger than we are, so they've got lots of energy. They have lived on a 50-foot monohull before, so a 38-foot catamaran is well within their limits. They seem to be very excited about it. They've been hanging around in Manhasset Bay, waiting for their Canadian paperwork to come through. And, you know, it's one of those things like we sold our house in Bayview Avenue in Port Washington because it was too big for 2 people. It was time for it to have a family. Well, this boat really needed somebody younger than us, or someone with more energy than us to pilot it. There were a lot of systems, and Richard was doing really well at keeping up with them, and even taking care of some of the deferred maintenance, like a lot of the deferred maintenance. But it meant that we were doing a lot of work on it and very little sailing. So now we're going to try driving. And as we're on our way out to Aspen, I said, you know, I haven't seen a lot of the United States. My dad never liked to travel. He liked having a summer vacation wherever he was used to being. And since I was 12, that was Avalon, New Jersey, where he bought a house and he had it stocked with duplicates of whatever he needed, so he could just jump in the car and get there. So we never really went to see anything except Washington, D.C., because my grandparents lived outside of Washington, D.C. So we would go locally to near the places where we lived. We'd go to Washington, D.C., and we'd see the Cape May County Zoo. Yeah, and he never traveled down to Cape May. He stayed in Avalon. No,
we took them to Cape May
for dinner.
For dinners,
but never. I've never seen him on the boardwalk down there. No. So anyway, so Rich and I were out in Aspen. There is no snow at the moment. They've had an incredibly hot summer, as I think we all have, and there's very little snowpack left. We did get onto the Continental Divide, which was fun. Rich's brother and our sister-in-law do a lot of bike riding. She has an electric bike, and I had not ridden a bicycle in a year because of the boat. So I elected not to get on a bike. I'd rather get on my own bike and get back and practice with that before I get on someone's e-bike and it takes off with me. We did go up the gondola that's in Aspen that they take up when it's snowy. They walk over to the gondola. It's like 4 blocks. They walk over, they take their skis, they go up the gondola, and they ski all day, and there's different mountains they can go up and down. They can take their last run and then take the bus back to Aspen. So it's really perfect for them. There were some wonderful restaurants. I can say that we ate out at a different place every night. There's one Japanese or Oriental restaurant that I'd like to eat at. It's where you actually cook your meat on a hot stone.
Yes, that's it's barbecue.
Well,
like
we
Korean
didn't get
barbecue,
there. But hopefully the next time. So
that's where there's a bunch in Queens and in Manhattan.
Well, we could go do that then. So that's fun. That sounds like fun.
It is fun. I do have to say it is fun.
Well, then I think we should do that.
Okay.
Especially since we're going to be around more.
Since you are going to be around more, yes.
Yeah, Rich has an appointment to see about his knees in December, so I don't think we're going to be going and doing a whole lot between now and December. I mean, other than seeing Sue and Thanksgiving. Those are yes, absolutely. But other than that, before we start making plans to go out and drive around, or flying to an island or so.
Mhm.
He's going to see about his knees. All very reasonable.
I mean, yeah, you were not as into let's go and do
not
before
with my
you had
knee.
your knee
Absolutely
done.
not.
So,
It hurts.
Yeah.
It absolutely hurts. So, anyway.
I was in New Orleans last weekend for my goddaughter's baptism. She is the most adorable little wiggly bug.
I was going to say darling nugget.
She is such a darling little nugget. It's very funny because a lot of my friends and family have had large babies. And so she is very tiny, but she's also a preemie. She was 5 weeks early. So
Her mom's tiny, too.
Her mom is tiny, too, but her father is a mountain of a human.
So it's really good that she was early.
It's really good she was early because he was a giant baby, but also
I don't think her mother's much over 5 feet.
I don't think she's even 5 foot.
Right.
Because I think she's shorter than her mom, and her mom is not.
Okay, so it's actually,
it's a good thing.
Babies, the baby knew it was a good thing.
But like she's like yay big, when holding her.
5-pound canned ham.
Yeah, like very small. Which is funny because I'm so used to much larger 3-month-olds. So she was just so tiny.
She's at 3 months the size of a 6-week-old.
Yeah.
And that's when Rich and I used to go and visit new parents. They'd say, please come, and we go, yes, we're at the 6-week mark. When people are losing their minds and we're happy to carry babies around.
Oh, I was so happy.
Right, it's just a small ham or a meatloaf or something, and they're curled over your shoulder, and that's about it.
She didn't want to be over my shoulder. She wanted to be right here.
Okay.
She wanted her face right here.
Okay.
She was just happy.
She looked adorable.
Because then she could lean her head, because her head is still heavy.
Right.
So she could lean her head on my chest and
look
face
out.
whichever direction she wanted to look. I think that was key. She was like, oh, this head is so heavy.
Heads are heavy.
Yes. So the nugget has been baptized. I'm very honored to be one of her godmothers.
Very good.
We had a great time down in New Orleans. We went to the zoo.
Did you?
Yes. It's a lovely zoo. So that was fun. We went with the whole family down there.
Any animal of particular interest?
They had otters.
Excellent.
They had otters. Which, if you all have not figured out yet, are my favorite animal. So I was
have been
very
for decades.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love them. They're great. And so I was very excited to see them. And we went through the primate house, and the primate area, which Ben really liked. My goddaughter's family was all down there, and so they really love the Africa exhibits. So like giraffes and elephants and
any orangutans? Or?
Yes, there were some orangutans, and so and the rhinos. Like, so that was fun. And then because it's in Louisiana, there is a Louisiana section with a lot of gators and
yes, I would expect
things like that. So that was cool. And it was fun because we were there with also the cousin of my goddaughter, who is 6 months older, so she's 9 months. And she loves animals. She specifically loves fish. So we got to a little fish section. Oh, we were so excited. And it was so funny because my goddaughter slept the entire time we were in the zoo. So, like, we were like, we're going to show you everything. And she was like, yeah, cool, I'm going to sleep now. And we were like, all right, whatever. Like,
enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. So, that's where we've been.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll be away next weekend as well, but I guess we'll record during Rhinebeck.
And that is a reminder that Rhinebeck is in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Before Rhinebeck, on Saturday and Sunday, there is IndieUntangled on the Friday.
Before Rhinebeck, which is on Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
There's
IndieUntangled on the Friday.
Yes. There's also Cake Palooza and Woolen Folk. We will not be at those two due to the fact that we are staff at IndieUntangled.
Yes. In fact, had a staff meeting today.
Well, I had a volunteer orientation, and then you and I had a little.
That's right. I chimed in.
Yes.
Because of my wealth of experience in doing something.
Yes.
So we think we've gotten things, fairly well set up. We will be there on the Thursday, getting everything settled.
Yep.
I've decided I'm bringing my collapsible bike.
Oh.
So
Well, also because then you can ride it around on Thursday.
I can ride it around on Thursday. I have started. Aspen is very into not just healthcare, but self-improvement and athletics. What a surprise. And I have to say, at the condo we were at, which is run very much like a hotel, having never stayed at a timeshare before, who knew?
Mm-hmm.
There was not one person overweight that I ever saw. In fact, I was probably the heaviest person I saw. So that was kind of interesting. And secondarily, there's two local newspapers. There's the Aspen Times and another Aspen newspaper. And while we were there, they were talking about a colloquium that they hold every year on aging. In addition, they had all kinds of articles about how to stay fit. Well, I read one from a woman who's about 70 years old, who's a former Olympian. And she said that she figured out the best way to stay fit is to be moving at least an hour a day. So I started moving a week ago Friday. And I managed to lose 5 of the 8 pounds that I gained eating everything in sight in Aspen. Come to find out that there are some people who were with us that eat chips all the time. And I find that after 3 days of looking at chips, I can't stay away. So chips, French fries, the whole... Did you notice today I did not have the French fries? I had salad.
Yes.
I'm very proud of myself. So anyway, I started exercising on that Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and came home Sunday, something like that. Anyway, I've lost 5 pounds, and I'm going to keep up with an hour a day as long as I can, or, you know, as long as I don't hurt something. And what I do is I walk for 15 minutes, ride my bike for half an hour, then walk for another 15 minutes because I find walking incredibly boring. And since we have a treadmill, I can do it inside when it's raining, or I can walk around the block, or go down to Jones Beach, which works out pretty well. Now that the lifeguards are gone, it's almost empty down there. So, in fact, I could walk, and then I could get on my bike, and I could ride, and so we're talking about doing that. So Richard's very excited about that. So he's going with me. He walks part of the way. And if I take a little too long, then he starts slowly walking to try to find me, because he knows I say hi to just about everybody. Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing everybody at Rhinebeck. Please, if you see us, say hi. Remember, you know us. Yes. We don't know you. Otherwise, we'd say hi.
Again, unless it's Saturday morning, though, we are going to be doing a quick trip through Rhinebeck on Saturday morning. My niece and nephew are having their birthday parties
it's
on
a double
Saturday.
Birthday party. So I've got presents behind me, and one downstairs that I'm going to investigate further because it's kind of tacky. And although rated for a 4-year-old, so I didn't go crazy.
So my cousin texted us being like, "Hey, by the way, we're having their birthdays on this," and Mom and I are like, "All right, I guess we're doing this. I guess we're doing a quick,
Well, it's
run around."
Well, yes, we're not due to them until 2, and it's an hour
2?
plus
Oh, okay.
2. I checked the Evite again, 2
Okay.
o'clock, so we can do a morning run around Rhinebeck, see what we want, buy what we want.
Drop our stuff off at the house.
Then get in the car and maybe have a snack in the car, because by 2 o'clock I'm going to be hungry.
Yeah.
Snack in the car, and then drive on down to Connecticut, where the birthday people are going to be. I have cards, I have presents, I've bought wrapping paper.
I was going to say, I don't have cards, but they're little.
I bought cards.
Yes.
He's going to be 2, right?
He's going to be 2.
Okay, so I got the right number on the card.
Yeah.
And then we'll be there. I expect we'll be staying for dinner, and then we'll drive back.
Okay.
And then the next day, Sunday, we can be as leisurely as we want.
Yes. And I took Monday off, so. Yes.
Okay. So what? And we'll see what time we have to be out of the house by.
Yeah. Usually we're out. Yeah. Well, usually we're out because usually it's around noontime.
Okay. So we just put the stuff in the car and then go to Rhinebeck. Not a problem. And Sunday's a nice day to be at Rhinebeck. It's less helter-skelter, and I like it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. We have our tickets. Remember to get your tickets ahead of time.
Yes, it's easier that way. You have them on your phone?
I do.
Yes.
And then, so that's for Rhinebeck. Indie, I know we just did some recalculations and we're able to provide some more tickets. So take a look if you still don't have a ticket to Indie. Take a look at the site. You might get lucky.
Might score a wristband.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah. I'm furiously under the camera working on trying to get at least one sweater done for this Rhinebeck. So,
I have a couple.
You have a bunch done. This year has not been a sweater year for me. I have a lot of socks this year.
I've got 2 MoMAs. All right,
Yeah.
so that's not the MoMA that was in my.
No, your pink
MoMA.
MoMA.
Oh, and then in the boat,
when
there were 2 sweaters left on the boat. It was my original MoMA and my breathing
out
space.
of the Babs colorway from last year.
Right. This is a finished object. This is the Glacier Tunic.
By Hohi.
By Hohi, Locatelli, and it's from 20, the yarn is 29 bridges. This is the colorway is furlough. The collar was just an odd leftover of dark gray yarn because I didn't want to break open my 4th skein just for my neck edge. So, and if I thought about it, I would have done it for my cuffs. I'm not going to take them apart now, but it would be pretty with contrasting cuffs. If you have done the make something for IndieUntangled, remember to go in and turn it in. If you have a Ravelry project page, you would want to put it up on the project page and then submit it. For Hohi, I've also submitted this for Hohi's make-along.
Which you had to have registered before September 1st for.
Right, which I did, but we talked about that.
We did. I just wanted to remind everyone that.
So I've also turned this in today. I actually finished it yesterday. It went through the washer and dryer. This is superwash. So I actually didn't block it. I just put it through the washer on delicate and the dryer on delicate.
Yeah.
And it's
Looks
great.
Great, yeah.
I'm very pleased. Very, very pleased with it. So this will be one of my sweaters for the Rhinebeck weekend. We've gotten the car fixed.
We have gotten the car fixed.
I'm going to take this off now before I die of heat frustration.
I was going to say, I realized that there was no bill in it, so I need to call and get the bill.
All right, if not, he'll tell you where it is.
Yeah. I found my key, but...
Okay.
We went and picked up the car today. Our mechanic is someone we've known my entire life.
Decades.
I'm glad it's fixed. It's no longer overheating, and he was able to fix the brake lights that apparently the wires were rusting out because of an issue I had some debris fall on my car in the garage, but it didn't really hit my car. It just hit the light, so it cracked the light and allowed water to get in there.
Okay, well, at least he figured it out. We told him it was going to be a girls' weekend, and I was one of the girls, so I think he took...
Well, you were like, we're taking this on a trip in 2 weeks, and he goes, okay, so review for trip?
Yes. Because we're friends with his wife's sister. Close friends with his wife's sister, and their brother-in-law. My husband speaks to Gary
daily?
At least once a day. Sometimes texts umpty-ump times. So I know that Lou doesn't want to hear about any problems later. Anyway, he's a very conscious person, so I have no problem handing a car off to Lou. So I'm glad he found the problem because we don't have to worry about it.
No, we do not.
Okay. Do you have a finished object?
I do not have a finished object, but I have many that I am working on.
I have one finished sock, and I have the second one started.
Oh, look at you.
So this is, I decided to do contrasting heels and cuff.
Nice.
And I have started the second sock. I did not finish the second sock. I could have, however, I wanted to finish this. The Glacier Tunic.
The thing you had on before.
Right. Sorry. The thing I had on before. I can now go back and finish this, the second sock. And then I have started something. So why don't you talk about...
So I am very close to finishing the Killer Queen sweater by Annarella. And so I I have finished the champagne flutes down here, and then I do another little section of these, and then I do 4 rows, and then it's the bind off, I think, or the ribbing. So
That sounds good.
I'm going to try this on after we record, just to make sure that it's long enough.
Well, what's my other thing down? No, it's under my butt here.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about this. I made it short sleeved, though it does look like I would have had enough yarn to make it not short sleeved, but I'm glad I made it short sleeved. It's always good to have more options, and I can always wear a shirt under it.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean,
and then,
for example, today I was a reader in church,
mm-hmm.
and it was chilly this morning, so
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted wool, not cotton,
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted a bit of a sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also wore a purchased cocoon coat
Mm-hmm.
over top of this. In fact, one that I had bought in Bar Harbor,
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh,
Years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Wears like iron. And it was fine. But sometimes you just need that wool.
Mm-hmm.
My cocoon coat is alpaca, so it really
Mm-hmm.
did me well for today,
Mm-hmm.
since, it was cold out.
Yeah.
The first day it's really been cold out. Yesterday got cold, but it started out
humid. Yeah,
Yes.
because I was going to wear this yesterday when I went into Manhattan, but it was, I was like, nope, we're going with a t-shirt, because we'll go with a t-shirt and a jacket over it, because I can't. Nope.
No, it was hot.
It was humid.
Warm and humid.
Yeah. So other than the Killer Queen, I'm also working on finally finishing my Brioche mode,
Oh, nice.
which is almost done. I picked up, actually on the plane, I picked up this section. So I'm in this section, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 of the 26 garter ridges done.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then it's just the section of brioche. So that's exciting. Or the section of brioche, and then it's the edging. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's great.
Yeah, that was good. So I carried that all around New Orleans. But yes, and then I brought this one back out. This is my Rumble Raglan, which I very much want to get done. So I'm hoping that this might also get in the rotation once Killer Queen is done. But I also have my Hohi sweater that I need to swatch and get ready, because I would like to get that done. I got so many things I want to get done.
All those
So little time.
projected projects, whips,
Yeah.
etc. So I'm working on. Our niece her parents decided to have her birthday party a month
Mhm.
early. So this is something that I was going to work on for her birthday,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not doing that. I decided to get her store-bought presents for her birthday
Mhm.
and work on this for Christmas. And what this is, and this is not a design of my own. I decided I didn't want to do the math. So this is called Petite Knit,
Sunday dress.
and I think
It's called the Sunday dress by Petite.
Thank you. And it has cables for the yoke, and then it opens out into an A-line. So what I'm going to do is I have this color
Mm-hmm.
for the yoke, and I have, hold on, this Miss Babette Hot to Trot
Mm-hmm.
for the A-line. Yes, my niece loves pink. So
I got the note that she loves rainbows, unicorns, and Frozen.
So this is the dress.
Yes.
And I don't even remember what this yarn was, the multicolored one, because it's already
Is
been
that
balled up.
Basquiat? Is that Neighborhood Fiber?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
think
don't.
Basquiat's darker.
I have no idea. I bought it a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and it's been balled up for at least 2
Mhm.
years, and that's what I can tell you.
Okay.
But I do have the Miss Babette,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Babs Babette
Hot to Trot.
Hot to Trot. So that's
Nice.
all good. So I'm working on that. I just started this yesterday. And once I sat down to try to figure out how much to cast on, etc., if I was going to make my own pattern, and I decided
Not worth it.
not worth it to me, especially when I had this pattern in my library.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. Why they didn't do a tubular cast on, I'm not quite sure, because they had me cast on and do a folded neck.
Well, maybe, because for some people that's an easier...
I guess. I think that...
I think a folded neck is a lot more accessible to the general populace than a tubular is.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It gives you roughly the same look.
Yeah.
And I have to say that it took me, because I'm dyslexic, it took me a little while to figure out how the fold was supposed to go. So that was the struggle for me. To make sure that the right side was going to be on the outside once I finished folding it over.
That's the other thing. If you're looking for classes and are willing to travel to New York, Vogue Knitting Live was released. Full packages, full gamut of packages were released.
All the choices.
Except the top 2 or top 3 packages are sold out. So the ones that come with the gala, dinner, and the cocktail event are sold out. There are some classes that are sold out. All of the Hohi classes are sold out. And the one lecture we wanted to take, the Shetland Adventures lecture we wanted to go to, it got sold out. Yeah. But we, as
we have
discussed,
as Broadway Baby came up, we ordered online. So there, sometimes, those really popular classes will go to the people who do the full ticket.
I mean, the last time we did the full ticket, it was for Meg Swanson.
Yes.
It was the year that Meg Swanson was going to be the keynote and was coming and actually doing classes. And you and I were we are taking classes with Meg. And it was wonderful. And it was Meg with Amy Dutchton. And
we had a lovely time.
It was awesome. But that was the last time we did it. I think that's just, if it is someone that you feel very strongly about seeing, or there are classes that you feel very strongly, specifically by, like, Hohi, or, in our case, it was Meg Swanson, then do it.
Yes.
Register early. Get that big package. But for us, in the knitting life that we have, this year, we were like, if Hohi sells out, Hohi sells out.
She's young enough, she'll be back.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're looking forward to seeing our girls.
Our group.
Yes.
And actually, it'll be a fun weekend. Don't know exactly what the plans are fully, because obviously we need to get through Rhinebeck and the holidays. But it's actually my birthday weekend this year.
But we have our hotel room.
We have our hotel room.
We have our tickets.
We do.
No, we don't. We ordered the tickets. They haven't arrived
yet. But we are registered.
We're set.
Yes. We are set.
And looking forward to it.
Yeah, and actually I have a class, I think, with some of our friends. So
great.
Yeah. I did share what classes you were taking too, but I don't think anyone is taking the same classes as you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our group of friends went very brioche heavy this year, which I get.
Okay.
Like that's where they are with their
knitting.
Their knitting.
Exploration.
Yeah. Well, because we did brioche with Nancy Marchand when that was a big,
Right. I mean, having taken it from the master.
Yeah.
I honestly don't feel like taking, and having made my cardigan.
Yeah,
I'm kind of good.
Heck, I do. Yeah, I don't even think about it that much anymore. But it's interesting to find, like, we both have new classes that we're taking. It should not be this difficult. I have watched so many videos about helical knitting, which is a striping method so that you don't get jogs, and it's just not clicking. And I really want to use it for a sweater that I'm knitting so that I can use two very similar colors in the sweater without it being super obvious or without doing like a kind of color block thing. So I'm taking that class mostly because it's just not clicking in my brain. Which happens. And also, like, when we took one of the Meg Swanson classes, at one point, the statement was made of, yeah, you all are doing this. Did you realize you all are doing two-handed colorwork knitting? See? Your hands know what they're doing. And I was like,
whoa.
Well, yeah, you're right. I've been sitting here listening and doing this, and it's happening, so okay.
Right.
And then with Nancy Marchand with the brioche, I was like, it looks so wrong. She goes, it will.
Right.
It will. And I was like, boom!
Yes.
Mind blown.
Yes, it was exactly that. In some of these technique classes, it just takes that one little comment, and suddenly it's all okay.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I get that with Helic Knitting Magic, and then I'm taking another steeking class. I took one with Amy Dutchton years and years and years ago.
Yes,
but I wanted to take this class because I really want to make the Aunt Fred.
Right.
And that has steeking in it, and I just want to make sure that I'm clear on it, and that, you know, I've got my thoughts and feelings. And then we're taking together Designing Knitwear Like a Boss and Next Level Short Rows.
Yes.
And then you're taking...
you have mine?
Yes, I have yours.
Okay.
You're taking something on woven slip stitch knitting. Modern and exquisite woven slip stitch knitting.
Super exciting.
And then you've got your 2-part, a lace for everything and everything in its lace.
Yeah.
And then you also have a how to plan a contiguous top-down sweater.
One of these days, I will get it cemented into my brain how one does this with the sleeves already set
It's not
and set in, not
the set-in sleeve. Yeah.
So that it's kind of like statistics. It took me probably 3 semesters to get some of the statistical methodology set in my brain. But after that, it was good enough that they asked me to teach it. So I'm thinking that one of these days, contiguous sweaters are going to finally set in my brain. And I'm going to be good to go. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it very much so. There is a gym in the Marriott Marquis, and I fully expect to be in it for my 1 hour a day.
Okay, I will join you.
Okay, sounds good. So right at the moment, I'm doing bicycling and walking, and probably at the Marriott, that's what I will do, because I'm not going to be bringing my exercise mat with me for anything else like Pilates. Elizabeth signed us up for the family program in Apple Plus, and that includes Apple Fitness.
Yes, it does.
So,
well, my partner and I realized that just the two of us paying for all of the different, like, Apple TV, Apple Music, and one other, and, like, the storage, we were paying more than if we just bought a family plan and invited our parents to it. So we did.
So that was great. So now that I'm on this, exercise kick, I think tomorrow I may start with, let's see what the Pilates class is like. Or there's actually a slowly getting back in shape class, and I'll see what that one's about. So I'm very excited about that, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh, well, he should have shown you we should have shown you when you were at the apartment. You have your own profile on the Apple TV in our living room because you're part of the family. It's very funny. I find it very funny. So do his parents, because they're part of the family, but I mean, yeah. So, yeah, that's what we've been up to. I mean...
So, and we have our reservations in for Rhinebeck, so we've got a house that we're sharing with some of our peeps.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to that, and quite frankly, right now, I'm very glad I've got a collectible bike, so I can take it to various and sundry places. Obviously not taking it into Vogue.
No.
But certainly it will be very helpful, I think, for IndieUntangled. And
I think Thursday you can just zoom around.
I can zoom around. I can at least get my half an hour in, and we'll go from there. So I'm really looking forward to it. my husband is making comments of, so you buying any yarn? I said, well, I obviously don't need yarn. I said, but if I see something that calls to me, and the 29 Bridges is something I bought last year. I have made up every yarn that I bought last year.
I'm very impressed. I have not.
Yes. What are you going
But I'm going to show you because David, our friend from last year who gave you
the cup? Yes.
He's vending this year.
He is.
And that multi is his show color.
Oh, that's pretty. So
David we're speaking about is Crafter Gamer Geek. And so Matriarch's Proxy is the exclusive colorway that he just revealed for IndieUntangled. And I am very excited because he also has a 60-20-20 merino alpaca nylon base.
That is really pretty.
So I'm very excited.
And he has some nice solids that can go with it. So I can actually make that into a breathing space.
Yeah.
And maybe long enough for a dress. He's got some really pretty colors
the blue,
there.
the gold, and the
Well, I like
purple.
the blue, the purple, and whatever that gray is.
I think
that's a gray.
No, that's a navy blue in the back.
I like the navy blue.
Yeah.
That is really pretty.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can... There.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking forward to that. So, yes. But, yeah, for the first time in my life, I have made up every collection of yarn that I bought last year.
I'm impressed.
And we'll see what Miss Babs has
this
year. I don't think she's put it up yet.
He usually doesn't put it up until Saturday.
I did very well in buying what I wanted from Miss Babs online, and I think I would do that again because the line at the show is just insane. And I don't need to be in the middle of that. So, and it gets sent to the house.
Yes.
It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Anything else, my dear?
No, but now that I'm on Instagram, look at one of our friend nieces.
She got her face painted.
She did. It's a unicorn.
Oh, is that what that is?
It's a unicorn.
Oh, that's a riot.
But yeah. Sorry, I got distracted on Instagram.
Yes, easy to do.
Oh, and the other thing that came this week, I ordered to your house because I've ordered a few things off of Etsy recently, and so there might be something else coming this week to the house, and I just Etsy just did not
just as well since you may be moving.
Yes, which we will announce later if it happens.
If it comes in,
we are being very cautious. So I saw these really cute pumpkin wood cross-stitch kits, and they're for these 3 patterns, and so I ordered them. I did not order them fast enough for them to come before October. That's okay. It is always spooky season in my heart.
Yes.
I mean, anyone who knows me in real life knows that I am a spooky, spooky human. Yeah. So, I'm really excited about these. I thought I was buying a kit that also came with threads. It didn't. So I will have to figure out what threads I have and what I need to purchase, and then I will put in an order, probably with 1, 2, 3 stitch for the missing threads. Or I might just order a whole, order them all, and we'll just, so that I can have them. Yeah. But I'm really excited. It's really cute.
Do they tell you what
threads? Yes.
Threads? Okay.
Yes, it has the whole pattern in it, and I can download a PDF of it as well. So I'm very excited about that. I've been looking forward to these arriving. I am very intrigued to see if they actually match up to be able to have the cute little exterior frames around them, but we'll see. If not, there's this thing called glue.
Yes.
And we'll use that.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's where we're sticking. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to work on, but we're trying to stay a little bit monogamous.
Reasonable?
Is it monogamous or monogamous?
Monogamous.
So I'm trying to stay a bit monogamous, just so that I can get something done for Rhinebeck. I do think I will probably wear the Killer Queen on Sunday, since it is our longer, the day that we expect to spend more time there, I will probably actually wear this sweater, which I had tried to get done for last Rhinebeck.
And
did not quite make it. So
I have definitely 4 sweaters. I've got 2 Momas, I've got the Glacier, and I've got my breathing space.
Yeah.
Breathing space.
But Friday we're in our staff t-shirts.
Well,
you wear it over a sweater, yes. I usually wear it just over a long sleeve shirt.
It's usually cold in the morning.
Yeah.
It might not be this year because we've had such a warm fall to date.
We'll see.
Yes, I'll have my staff t-shirt on, but there may be a sweater underneath.
Yeah.
Probably will be.
Yes. We've got burgundy t-shirts this year.
Oh, very nice.
Maybe it's a mauvey, purpley. I can't really remember.
Sounds lovely.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Sounds great.
So hopefully we will see you all in 2 weeks in person. And if not, we will probably end up recording.
Yes.
And we will see you all then.
Yes.
Talk to you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.